Hello, listeners. Welcome to our English program podcast, Kaleidoscope. Listeners, if you remember, in our last part, we had a very special guest with us. His name is Prayank Pachauri. He is into art, he is into spirituality, but he is a software professional also. So we had talked with him regarding the power of thoughts. So we had begun with what is the cause and effects of power of thoughts. Then do thoughts come by force or by choice? Also, we had talked about his experience of meditation and how spirituality is necessary for meditation. In our today's program, which is a continuation of our episode of the power of thoughts, we will talk about the concept of evolution of consciousness and how power of thinking and power of will are different. And one other topic that I'm really interested to discuss with Prayank is how our thoughts heal us at the gene level, the genetics and epigenetics of the thoughts. So let us begin this program with the understanding of the concept of evolution of consciousness. So Prayank, over to you.
Thank you, Gaurav, once again to have me here. It's absolutely my pleasure. Evolution of consciousness is a very interesting topic. I hope you will find it. Let me take it this way, that what is consciousness first of all? I think we touched upon it some time back. Mm-hmm. So if I give you the example, consciousness is like a current in the sense like electricity current. Mm-hmm. So if you see in the same room itself, like in the same studio, you will see that the same current is running an AC, a heater, a mic, a tube light, or anything per se, anything which is like in the manifested form of some electronic item. Same electricity. Similarly, the same consciousness is running all the species in the world. Consciousness is same. Can you relate with this?
Right.
With the example.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah. So the same consciousness which I have, right now the same elephant is having, or the cheetah, the ant is having, or the tree is having. We all are run by the same consciousness, right? Importance is evolution. We can understand it this way. The small ant, as I mentioned, is having the same consciousness, but the consciousness in the ant, it expands.
Okay.
It expands and the body of the ant cannot take it. Okay. So it expands and moves further. Mm-hmm. So after that, what happens? The expansion of consciousness is happening and then it is going towards the little higher side. I can say a mouse. That same consciousness after expansion, it is moving into becoming a mice, right? After some time, the body of mice cannot take the load of the expansion of consciousness and the mice dies. Oh. And then still the consciousness is expanding. And here you will see one important thing. It is happening naturally, by instinct. There is nobody probably it's God's game or God's plan that way, that he has created it this way, that the expansion is happening automatically. To cut the story short, let's come to elephant. Elephant is like so big, so the consciousness is expanding. You have big elephant, right? Still the expansion is not stopped. Still that animal cannot handle, the elephant cannot handle the expansion. Then after some time, elephant dies. Then latest animal is, you can imagine who is the latest animal. All of us.
Yes.
Human.
Right.
Till this time, the consciousness was evolving by instinct. Naturally, you can say. The programming is done in such a way.
Okay.
But when we reach that human level, that I can say, jokingly I say this, God has played a game with us. He has given us two things. One is intellect and the power of will. Right? These two things are not there. Some people may argue, no, they have this or that. No, but this is my understanding, what I'm sharing. So, intellect and power of will and power of intellect. These two are not there in any other species except human, right? But now, God has played the game by saying, okay, I am giving you the willpower. Now it's your will, where you want to put that will plus the intellect. Now the evolution of consciousness is not happening automatically. Now it's not happening instinctively.
Oh.
Wow. There is no instinct now. The person who puts an effort towards it, only then the evolution can happen. So if your will, which is free will, is given to you, an intellect which is given to you, where are you using? Are you really using towards your evolution, or you are just using it for some mundane thing?
Right.
Like, worldly things or materialistic things. That is okay, all right. In doing my office job, also I use my intellect. I use my willpower there. But at the same time, it is my paramount duty to take care of my spiritual side also. I need to put that intellect, willpower, to have direction in my life, meaning in my life, if not the purpose. People might get sometimes offended. What is your purpose of life? That's all that. But at least find the meaning in life, which is fruitful, which you can think of giving back to the society, let's say.
Right.
We need to be very careful that where are we putting our willpower? Will should be yours, and power comes from the God, probably.
Right.
Your will should be in the right direction. I learned this statement from somebody, really nice. So that's why, if you're putting your efforts, then probably you can go towards nirvana. Or if you're putting your efforts, you are really evolving your consciousness.
Right.
It is by choice now, by any automatic arrangement by God or nature.
Yes.
And one important thing or interesting thing I will let you know, tell you here.
Yeah.
One of our guides from Heartfulness, he once asked all of us, why the population is increasing? I said, why? He said, all the animals, all the species are getting evolved naturally, right? And they are coming and becoming humans.
Oh.
But humans are not evolving. So that is why the population is increasing on Earth.
Okay.
And people are putting very less effort towards themselves to get evolved, right? So I'm not sure whether it is really clicking to the listeners, this idea, but this is very important to understand that we are not putting efforts to get evolved further beyond human realm. But everybody below us are getting evolved and coming in, and that's why a lot of people are there on Earth.
Right. Great. So Prayank, I also had this question. Is power of thinking and the power of will the same or different? Because you talked about the power of will now. So I'm asking.
Power of will is very powerful. I should say this way. Will is very powerful, but your intent is very important, that where you really want to put your will. One of our guides used to say that willpower is like a knife. Chariji used to say that willpower is like a knife. The more you use it, the more you'll be able to, there will be no rust on it. So if I say this, right now in North India, 4 o'clock in early morning, if somebody asks you to come out of the Rajai, like 2 degrees Celsius, you really need a lot of willpower to come out of it. But right now here in Pune, probably it's still okay. Right? So willpower, the more you use it, the more probably you will be able to direct it. Otherwise, if you have not used willpower, probably you will be losing out on the power of will, I can say. Because will itself is a power.
Right.
I hope I could clarify this.
Yeah.
It's a lot of topsy-turvy, words, usage of word here, but will itself is a power actually. It has to be used in the right direction.
Right. There's another term, affirmations. Like the power of affirmations also, which is just positively used in the power of thoughts. So can we also elaborate more on power of affirmations as well?
Power of affirmations, yes. Power of affirmations, I can say that, so positive thinking is, as I mentioned, it is an attitude, which you really, in general, you should have positive thinking.
Okay.
But power of affirmations, I can say that, these are kind of, this is a sankalpa you are giving to yourself. I am very positive person. I am very, you can say all good words to yourself. So generally, Daji, the current guide of this Heartfulness, he suggests that before sleeping, positive sankalp to yourself, like affirmations to yourself.
Okay.
Even I have tried it and it is really awesomely working. So suppose if you want to inculcate some habit, so you can just start giving yourself that positive affirmation. I am doing this.
Right.
I am meditating at 5:30 in the morning every day.
Yeah.
Even though you're not doing, but by saying so to yourself every day, what you're doing is you are giving a command to your subconscious. I read this somewhere. Before sleeping, your subconscious mind opens up to get a command from you. So what is the command for me today? So whatever you want to put that time, just give those all positive affirmations to yourself. So you give positive affirmations to yourself and then your subconscious opens up, take them.
That's great.
And probably work on it. See, the beauty of this subconscious mind is subconscious mind cannot differentiate between your the imagination and the reality. So for subconscious, it is happening, whether you are imagining or whether it is happening reality.
Yes.
So that is why when you start giving positive affirmations to yourself, then you will be seeing after some time, that those are coming into the being, like coming into the manifested form. Your thoughts which you really gave to yourself, positive thoughts, like positive affirmations.
Right.
So these are statements like, you can just say, my every need is immediately and automatically fulfilled. I mean, just like some examples from a book.
Positive affirmations.
Positive affirmations. Like you can give these affirmations to you. I accept abundance and prosperity into my life. So these are all materialistic affirmations, but like you can give a lot of spiritualistic also, or you can mix both of them. I'm guided by the universe power to experience bliss in every moment of my life. So this is like something which you can repeat probably before sleeping or whenever you feel like you can say, each breath I inhale fills my body with strength and power. So this will fill you with a lot of positivity. What your mood is, you can fill yourself with a lot of positivity. I mean, this is the way you can give a lot of affirmations to yourself.
Right. So affirmations can go a long way in improving our thoughts and the power of our thoughts, right?
Yes. I mean, that will also help you to become positive in life.
Right.
Sometimes it may happen that you are not able to inculcate the habit of becoming positive. Like, as I mentioned, the attitude, you cannot change the attitude towards the positive side.
Yes.
But by giving the affirmations, you can even see that, positivity coming into your life because of those affirmations which you have started giving to yourself. So the greatness of human mind is that it can turn thoughts and words into reality. And affirmations are a way to make this happen.
Great.
What you repeatedly think and say is what you get. Repeatedly what you think and say to yourself, you will definitely get it.
Great. Prayank, there was another topic that I wanted to discuss with you. It was about the genetics and epigenetics. Like, there has been a lot of talk nowadays about the epigenetics. So if you could throw a light on what is genetics and what is epigenetics.
Okay. There is a beautiful book. Everybody knows about the power of subconscious mind.
Yes.
Joseph Murphy.
Yes.
Very awesome book. You should read. As there is another book from James Allen, which is called As the Man Thinketh. Okay. Very, very thin book, beautifully written by that person, that will change your life. Okay. Now these two books, which is actually pertaining to the current topic which we are moving towards, genetics and epigenetics. Yes. So then there is a book called by Bruce Lipton, The Biology of Belief.
Okay.
Very awesome book. Another one is You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza. So Dr. Joe Dispenza, I should mention a couple of examples from his life. I would take the example. But before that, as you asked about this genetics and epigenetics. So very briefly, I can explain about it. Like, genetics is nature and epigenetics is nurture.
Okay.
Yeah. So genetics, if I take one example from my life, let's say if my family members are having high BP, tendency of high BP. So if I go to doctor, then doctor might generally say, they say that, it's there in your family. It is running your blood. It's there in your DNA. So very naturally you will get it, right? So that is genetics. That is genetically they have kind of proven that you will have it.
Right.
But nurture is very important, which is epigenetics. So epigenetics is something how you are nurturing yourself, even though it is there in your family.
How you're taking care of yourself.
Yeah, it does not mean that it will overpower you. Why? Because you are having certain ways, you have mended your ways in your life. Suppose if I'm doing yoga, if I'm doing meditation, dhyan, then I think definitely I will surpass these things very easily.
Okay.
If I'm regularly doing my yoga and doing meditation, I'm nurturing myself that way. Right? So again, here your power of thinking is very important.
Right.
So nurturing is that also. If suppose doctor has said, you will get it. And if you just started brooding over it, again, that's a thought given by the doctor. As I mentioned before, thought is not a problem. Thinking is a problem. So if you start thinking about, no, I will get the BP, this will happen, this time to happen because this is running in my family, for sure I will get it. But if I've started nurturing myself through the way of epigenetics, I will surpass it. Probably I will at least delay it for the longer period of time, even if it is.
Right.
And I think Bruce Lipton, one video I don't remember right now, where he has shown one study where he says the genetics is only 1%. So only with 1% itself people get it. But if you have that interest towards changing your life completely.
Will.
Again, the will is
Yes.
there. If you are willing to change, to nurture your life, then definitely you will be through epigenetics, and you are called epigenetic engineer that way. I think that terminology is used in Dr. Joe Dispenza's book. So you can change your life.
Right.
So now if I come back to Dr. Joe Dispenza's life, that beautiful book's name is You Are the Placebo.
Okay.
Whatever I remember right now, he met with an accident.
Okay.
And he was having 6 or 7 fractures in his spinal cord.
Oh.
And doctor said that you cannot walk throughout your life. But this guy was very determined. Again, willpower. He was having very strong willpower and the power of thinking he utilized.
Right.
And what he did is he started repairing his spinal column through meditations. Doing meditation at least for 2 hours, 3 hours.
Oh.
Again, the importance of meditation is coming here. So with the help of meditation, he started repairing. And in 21 days, if I remember correctly, in 21 days, he walked back home. So this thing gives me goosebumps. And now this doctor is so famous that he's changing lives of a lot of people, because he's taking sessions on epigenetics. And to support his theory, I think Dr. Bruce Lipton is having his theory where he's talking about epigenetics. All awesome, good books. Read them. So what Dr. Joe Dispenza says that, you have to break the habit of being yourself. What you are right now. You have to break that habit. This is one of the book which he has written. Another book by him, that breaking the habit of being yourself. Third thing he's talked about, you have to do mental rehearsal. Mental rehearsal means he talks about mentally you give signals to your genes to have your genes be expressed to the best of their ability. Mental rehearsal is the most powerful way to do that. Athletes have known this for years. When you do this mental rehearsal and picture how you want to act, how you want to feel, how you want to look, you are literally changing your brain and creating new neural pathways to match those exact thoughts. So when you imagine something and feel the emotion as if it is already happening to you, to your brain. So your brain does not know the difference between the actual happening or what is imagined. So start visualizing yourself that, with all emotions and intensity, that, you're changing, you're getting healed. Any ailment if you have, you can heal yourself by giving these positive thoughts with emotions and intensity. Emotions, what is the best emotion? Feeling the gratitude. Okay. So imagining that, sitting and imagining that I'm already healed with this ailment is over, and feel gratitude towards God. Oh, thank you, God. So that means, as I mentioned, your subconscious doesn't differentiate between the imagination and the reality. Right. So it takes it this way. Oh, this has already happened. So accordingly, your body start to reflect in that way. So your neural pathways are creating that path. I think I can talk about that path also. There is a whole graph given in the book.
Okay.
So it starts with thought, and your thought, it changes the neural network, and then your neural network, neuropeptides plus hormones. These are the chemical messengers send signal to the cell, and then you get epigenetic signal, the nurtured signal to the cell, and then what happens next is activation of cell receptor sites. After that, your DNA selection happens based on the epigenetic signal what you have given to the cell. DNA selection and regulation happens. After that, expression of the protein. After that, expression of life, and then you get the healthy body. Also, it is starting with thought only.
Right.
The first thing is thought, and the end result is healthy body. So if you remember the thing which we discussed at the beginning, that right from the thought to act to habit to character to the destiny. Right. So your destiny is your healthy body.
Right.
So you can relate these two things, which Dr. Joe Dispenza is saying, and which our ancient literatures have, as I mentioned, Daji has given the whole example, thought to destiny.
So a great point to end our episode on. The power of thoughts is such that it can heal you through the gene level. So a great discussion with you, Prayank. So any end thoughts that you would like to share with us?
I would end with a prayer for all of you, whosoever is listening. Please try to understand this opportunity called human life. Please try to change your life. Try to understand the importance of God. If you have not already, try to understand the meaning of life, purpose of life. There's another book called Ikigai, which talks about the finding the meaning in life.
Right.
So let's make our life more meaningful, more purposeful. Just don't throw it away. In our software industry, the people talk about man hours. There is a cost to any project. If I go to some project, there's a cost involved. Like every man hour, these many dollars will be charged.
Right.
So Prayank will be charged like $35 per hour. That is called man hour.
Okay.
But I am talking about the man life here. So can we just throw it away? So it is so important, the man human life. Just one prayer to everybody that, try and understand it and just don't throw it away. And even if you are surrounded with lot of negativity, lot of negative people, please keep yourself away from these entities or these people or these thoughts, and just mend your life, bringing meditation in your life and having the flavor of spirituality. It can really change, it can really do wonders to each and every member, each and every person in your life. And one person, if getting involved in this, the vibration of the house changes.
Right.
The complete vibration of the house changes. I think initially we talked about the same place and same time meditation should be done.
Yes.
The importance is that the vibration of that place changes, and those vibrations then gradually they expand throughout the house.
Right.
So that's the way I just want to end whatever I could discuss here.
Yes.
Again, I'm not an expert, but just thought of sharing my thoughts.
Yes. That's great, Prayank. Thank you so much for being here, for giving us your time. It has been a worthwhile journey of discovering the power of thoughts with you. So thank you so much for this.
Thank you, Gaurav.
And hope to meet you soon for another episode of the consciousness or maybe the Upanishads as we had discussed. So it will be great talking with you in the future as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having patience while listening to me. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Prayank.